Hello everyone, this is the Joke Fiend, and it's about damn time that I uploaded a new joke video to this channel. So let's get to it. Jim and Bob are sitting down talking one day, and Jim says to Bob that he's going to start taking classes next week at the community college. Bob says to Jim, well, what kind of classes are you going to be taking? And Jim says, well, I'm going to take writing, math, and something called logic. And Bob says, logic? What the hell is logic? Jim goes, I don't know. I'll ask the professor when I go there next week. So the next week rolls around. Jim goes into class, and before class starts, he goes up to the professor and says, I'm taking this class, and it's called logic, and I really have no idea what it's about. Can you just, tell me about it so I know a little bit about it before the class starts here? And the professor says, okay, well, it's simple, Jim. I'm going to give you an example of how logic works. So the professor asks Jim if he has a weed whacker. And Jim says, why, yes, I do actually own a weed whacker. The professor says, well, I can ascertain from that you have a lawn. And Jim says, yes. And the professor says, well, I can also ascertain from that you have a house. And Jim says, why, yes, I actually do have a house. And then the professor says, well, I can also ascertain that you probably have a family that lives with you in that house. And Jim goes, yes, actually, you're totally correct. And then the professor says, well, I can also figure out that you probably have a wife, right? And Jim goes, oh my God, that's amazing. I do have a wife. And you figured that all out just from the fact that I have a weed whacker. And the professor says, yes, that's how logic works. So Jim's amazed. Jim goes home, calls up his friend Bob on the phone, and says, Bob, I went to that logic class today, and it was amazing. And Bob says, wow, what was it about? And Jim goes, well, here, I'll show you. I'm going to ask you a question here. And Bob's like, all right, sure, go ahead. So Jim says, Bob, do you own a weed whacker? Bob says, actually, no, I don't. So Jim says, oh, wow, you're gay. Poor Bob. Bob probably never even knew he was gay. That's the shame about it. Not that there's anything wrong with that. Why did Shane Dawson cross the road? Because he heard the hotel on the other side of the street had 5 stars. You can use restaurant or hotel. It works the same with that joke. I know the 5-star reference is dated, but anyways. By the way, users sent those in to me. I don't want to give the names. The person that said that first joke in didn't tell me their YouTube account, and I forget who told me that second joke. So, yeah. I'm going to go finish watching The Breakfast Club now. That is all.